but you can just as easily just jump in and say, okay, I'm a cowboy. Get on your hobby horse and ride. Hello, hello, welcome back as we continue taking a look at universal truth, insights, the symbols and symbolism, psychology, the storylines, and the complementary gemstones as seen through astrology, the Sabian degrees. There are 360 of them. We're taking a look at 2 each day. Today we're on Sagittarius Gemini 25. Thank you so much for being here. Without further ado, let's get into it. Hey, before we get all the way into it, I just want to point out these journals right here, A Year in 12 Days. I published it last year. It's a big journal where you can put a lot of notes, most of your notes for the year. That is what I have used this year. It held up wonderfully. They're published by Amazon. And it takes advantage of the window in time that bridges the old year and the new year. It's a window in time where you can foresee into the future. And I organized the book so that you could take notes and then go back to those notes each month and have a little heads up each month of what you're dealing with. So if you're interested in that, take a look at the link in my description. I've also got one, it's the same type of book, but it's a slightly more sci-fi format. It's called Time Jump, and then I've got a dream journal. So check those out. I do appreciate it, and without further ado, let's get on to it. A chubby little rich boy rides upon a hobby horse, an old book that no one has ever read. A small boat with no one on it. It is gradually drifting out to sea. A sleeping child on a bed floating down a moonlit river. Folk musicians and classical musicians playing together. The stone here, and both stones will be in the description if you want to take a closer look at them. Alunite. It is a stone of creativity and personal relationships. It works with the root and sacral chakra, bringing stability and grounding while enhancing creativity and the way we relate to others. So it heals relationships. It balances the yin-yang energy, which wards off serious illnesses. It also helps us regain our focus. This is a culmination step. It's a blending of energies, specifically a blending of the last 4 degrees that we've been working with. And here we are taking the props that we started with on 21 Sag, and now we're playing with them. We're using our imagination and play to bring in what we want to manifest. The little boy is pretending to ride the horse. Now, this can be pretending to actually ride a horse where you have the power and the ability to travel long distance, pretend that you're a cowboy, and off you go. It can also be utilizing the sexual energy, which is creativity. It's not just about sex, but the rhythmic nature of the hobby horse, I think, is key here. It could be used in meditation. A rhythmic form of meditation might be helpful here. There's a dreaminess about this. The small boat with no one on it. It is slowly drifting out to sea. It's a rocking back and forth. That is a playback to the hobby horse. And then the sleeping child on a bed floating down a moonlit river. So this is a very dreamy degree. It also talks about music, folk and classical, so a blending of energies to come up with something completely new. An embracing of imagination, knowing that some of our reality can never be experienced in a physical way, so we have to embrace the intuitive, psychic, subliminal part of ourselves to access it. So imagination is really, really strong here. And that there is the ability to learn. So this is a learning degree. You could be a teacher or a student of life here, where you can learn by reading books, reading old books, but you can just as easily just jump in and say, okay, I'm a cowboy, get on your hobby horse and ride. So it's a foreshadowing of what's coming, and we can help bring it along by imitating and in the form of play with the props that we brought in on the 21st degree. Let's take a look at Gemini. A gardener trimming large palm trees, an old twisted tree, leafless, on which flowers of many colors are blooming. The stars of a galaxy, feeling the exhilaration of their combined movement. A healer who uses only smiles to perform all his healings. A cave in deep ocean waters. The stone here is Petrified Palm or Petrified Fernwood. It is grounding. It stabilizes uprooted emotions. It is used to make connections with our past lives. It has a calming effect. It is a protective stone. It brings in joy. It is gentle. It gives us optimism. It helps us be practical. It is wonderful for business success. It calms our fears. It is sometimes called a transformational stone. Its earth power combines with our personal power to boost it into something much stronger. Therefore, it is wonderful for manifesting. It can be used in feng shui to enhance vitality and abundance, to put it in that space to bring about those things. We've got a couple things going on. Number one, the mind is ever expanding, and so there's the need to keep trimming away what we don't need, like fear, loathing, anger, those types of things. So there's a lot of trimming going on here, cutting things away. You could be a gardener here. This is definitely the degree of a gardener. By repeatedly pruning away what we don't need, we keep making room for the light. I feel that there is a lot of fear going on here, and so when in doubt, lead with a smile. When in doubt, with communication, smile. If you don't know what to say, smile, is the repeated message of this particular degree. Because we're in the deep end here. The cave in deep ocean waters. We're in deep, deep emotional waters. We're into the unknown of what we are. We're seeing things that are a little bit scary, and we see them in relationship, probably relationships that's closest to us, and it can be overwhelming. It can give you a sense of fear, and the way through it is to smile. Keep seeing yourself as a healer who heals with smiles. Because what we're after is continuing to share our own spiritual light, our own energy. The more we do, it brings us closer to the source of what we want. It's journeying to the deepest caves so we can get to know where our gold is, where our light is. And so the way to do it is to keep smiling through whatever it is you're dealing with. Keep being honest about what is important to you and keep sharing it. Don't bottle it up. That is a good way to stall yourself out here. So you want to keep sharing your truth as best you can when the time is right, but keep doing it. Because the more you do it, the closer you get to the source. There's also an ability to see through whatever is decaying is talking to us. We can see the truth in what is decaying. It's underneath. So there's an ability to see through things and to see through things that are decaying or rotting or withering away, like a tree that needs to be trimmed. This is really beautiful. I'm going to quote this, and this is John Sandbach. One's attitude is actually a seed from which grows the whole of our karma. I thank you so very much for being here. If you've made it this far, give me a thumbs up if you're enjoying this, subscribe for more, and take care till next time.